Welcome to the strategic case study analysis for May-August 2022. So students, before we go through the case study analysis, I believe you can clearly see the logo of the organization where you find a person carrying something similar to a food. So as you already know, this time we are mostly focusing on the food delivery sector, and the food delivery sector in this case is most probably with the information technology. That means it is clearly mentioned that we are an app-based food delivery business. App-based food delivery business. Now students, I think if you generally observe, in the real world we have like Uber Eats. Now if you see company like Uber Eats are specifically app based food delivery system, and there are companies like Zomato, and even if you see Zomato is also now a food based delivery system. Then you may have Food Panda. Now if you observe Food Panda, again it's a food based delivery system. And also you have Swiggy. I think this is the most popular one. So even if you see Swiggy, it's again a food based delivery system. So students, before I go in detail analysis of this, I just want to give you some guidance of the case study. Now coming here students, you will understand the May-August case study is what we are doing this time. But before we go in detail students, I just want to say for the students who are doing the case study only, that means they have come through the exemption route. It can be the FLP students or it can be the C-suite students. Just keep in mind that in this case study examination, your point of view should be mostly to the business. The business means in this case, it is Snackwheel. So you need to target Snackwheel and you are the senior finance manager. So you need to be very specific in the senior level authority because you are the senior finance manager. And also students just want to keep in mind that many students ask me a question that which chapters do we need to study from the textbook. Frankly speaking, students, for the case study, they are specifically focusing something called core activities. Students, you need to be very specific with the core activities, and you can find it in the description section. I have also given the link for that. You can download that students. In the core activity, they are specifically focusing on the I can statement. I can statement means it's a skill based statement, whether can you manage the situation. And students, just one thing I wanted to say, this paper does not require a perfect answer. You need to always give a solution based response. Again, I'm telling you solution based response, and the response towards the solution should be always towards the situation. So students, if you are doing mocks, if you are doing anything, do not memorize it because in the examination they will always give you a new situation where you need to be thorough with. So students, just remember these core activities which should be your priority and the I can statement. And students, please don't waste your time if you are going to do for the May case study on reading the textbook because it will take a lot of time and your quality level of application may reduce. This is just a personal review given based on the students' feedback. So coming into the case study once again. So before moving into the case study, I just want to guide you with the subject mapping students. I believe these are the subjects that is there. So generally students, if you can go through in detail of all these subject basically, that will be more than enough. But students, considering the last diet, that means the previous case study, it was on a gaming industry. So generally majority expected cyber risk, but in that they always focused on the business valuation. If I'm not mistaken, they generally focused on the business valuation and merger and acquisition in the last case study. So students, be very careful that when you are going through the case study, if you find cyber risk is predictable, that means examiner also know that. So the purpose of that, why he is making you to predict this, so that in the examination you will find it difficult if you get something out of your prediction. Again students, if you see cyber risk, actually you need to practice these sections before you go to the examination But again, I am saying, since it's very clear about the business strategy on cyber risk, there are high chances that they will not go into that in detail. And also, students, you see the digital strategy and the technology. If you observe, once again, it's more specific to that. But as per the understanding, you need to be very careful of the other areas as well. So students, as you know, this is always a situational based examination. I want you to show you, this is known as the co-activity table. Now students, this is very, very important that you are aware about this, because they will always ask you to do an I can. So here they are specifically stating, students, I can evaluate potential acquisition and divestment opportunities, but in your examination, your I can should align to Snackwheel. So students, you need to think, as a finance manager of Snackwheel, are you able to connect the I can statement? Now I can select and apply suitable strategic analytical tool. Again, ask yourself, is it possible for me to do that for Snackwheel? Because students, when you're reading the past paper answers, that's really good. It gives you the understanding of writing and structuring. But please don't memorize the past papers, because it will always differ. Now I can recommend dividend policies. It should be for Snackwheel, students. So just be careful when you are writing the answers of the I can statement, whether it is going with that. So here is the content area which they have given. This is just for a reference purpose. Now students, CIMA is not a memorizing examination. It's an examination of application. So please be careful. Now students, now another thing I just want you to come back is the Snackwheel. Now since I believe many of you all are already aware about the case study, I just want you to guide you a little more in detail. Now students, if you see, Snackwheel is a food delivery service that everyone is clear with. So I will just mention it very specifically. It is food delivery. That is very clear for the entire people who are listening. Now they specifically mention. Now students, if you see, food delivery is a intermediary, because students, it's not a direct service. I want to say it's an intermediary. Now students, if you see intermediary, it means it is a support service. Intermediary is a support service. So I will just mention here support service. Support service. That means they are just a part of your process. They are part of your process which the company has outsourced their delivery function only. Now students, if you see the fast food, if you see the fast food chains, what they do, they generally deliver the food directly to the consumers. But due to the development of the technology, you are able to connect it and make the life of both the parties easier. So students, one thing that you need to be very careful is, instead of always focusing on the risk that is specifically to Snackwheel, you need to also consider the risk that will affect the fast food. Because if the fast food chain's demand reduces, definitely your demand will reduce. If the consumers also definitely does not like the taste and preference, again it will affect your business. So you have interrelated risk as well, students. So I will write it down here, students. We specifically say this as interrelated risk. Again, I am writing it down, students. It's known as interrelated risk. Again, please be careful. It's known as interrelated risk. So please be careful with the interrelated risk as well. And also, students, even if you consider, even though we are directly saying we are a food delivery service, but actually, students, we are not a food delivery service effectively, because they are specifically stating one of their other thing is data powerhouse. I can specifically say we are a data powerhouse, because students, as you already know, data is the most expensive resource at the moment, because data can guide you on automation, as you already know, because we can use the past data and find a pattern and do an automation. Data can do a prediction as well, students, which is one more important thing. And data can be used for marketing purposes as well, and anything, even product development, consumers taste and preferences, everything. So students, even though they are doing food delivery service, once again they are a data powerhouse. Now students, you see companies example like Facebook. Facebook says they are social media, but actually they are not social media. They are data powerhouse. They collect data and they sell data, students. So I just want to make sure that in your examination, please be a little bit open-minded. Don't just read the case study and go forward, because strategic case study is always strategic. Remember that, students. So data powerhouse, be careful. So I'll just mention here, be careful. Anything can happen in the examination, students. So now what I want to do is, now we can come into the case study for the detailed analysis. So I believe if you have any questions or any doubts, you can please mention in the chat box. I will definitely give you the response as well. Now, students, coming into the COVID-19 statement, this pre-scene and the case study in general, while aiming to reflect the real life, are set in a context where COVID-19 pandemic had not an impact. So this clearly mentioned that you need to always consider the situation of normal business, because some students actually in the previous examination, that is in the 2020, they were considering the lockdown situation as well. But now, students, you must always think the businesses goes with the normal process, not a pandemic situation. So in case if there is anything related to a pandemic, then you can write about it in detail. Now, students, table of content, as you know, it's very important for everyone. So in the introduction, they will always give you the role. So I can just say this is a business skill, and the food and the fast food industry is again considering the business. And then the fast food home delivery is also considering on the business aspect once again. And Snackwheel information is given, because you are the finance manager anyway, so you need to be very much thorough with what Snackwheel. Snackwheel IT system, once again, it's again a business. Snackwheel Courier is again specifically focusing on the business. Extracts from the annual report, and again, if you see, that can be a little bit of technical aspect as well, students. And then the board of directors they have given, that is a people skill, I can specifically say. The principal risk they have given, that is again a little bit of technical and business, students, because these are the general norm, they just give it in the examination. And extract from competitors financial statements, that's again a technical analysis that you need to done. Share price history is again a technical analysis where they will always give you the beta factor. The news story is business, students. Why they give you the news story is just to make sure that you are very much aware about the current business ecosystem within the West area region. So I am again telling you the names also, students, because you may be already aware about this, because West area is the country of focus. And one more thing, students, I want to be very specific here. Now you see the fast food industry and the food delivery. So this section is the industry analysis. Now some students in when they just go for a detailed industry analysis, what happens for them is they miss out the main industries, because Asia is different from West area. Because when you do a detailed analysis of Swiggy, everything, your point of focus goes down. So just remember that, students. Now coming into the first one, that is the introduction. Snackwheel is a quoted business, so it's a listed company. So students, as you already know, since it's a listed company, the business valuation part can come into the picture, because business valuation is a little bit easier for a listed company because of the active quoting prices in the stock market. And also, students, corporate governance can come into a major picture, because it's very important that you have a strong corporate governance. And then, students, ethics plays a major role, as you already know. And also, students, after ethics and corporate governance business valuation, we can also consider on other areas as well. Other areas effectively can be, like example, I can specifically say on the dividend policies also, because all these are listed organizations, so you need to be very careful on these things. And the financing options also, because there is controls for listed organizations. So just remember, one good thing, they have already mentioned it as a listed company, so it's good. That facilitates home deliveries on behalf of fast food companies across its home country. So at the moment they are at the home country. So students, I can specifically say there can be international expansion. There can be international expansion means you need to be very careful. There are situations, students, there can be a situation of forex risk, interest rate risk, everything coming into the picture. So I'll write down here forex risk and interest rate risk. Consumers can order food by app or through Snackwheel website. So they have the option to order the food by a mobile app or the Snackwheel website. So that itself clearly mentions that how the company operates it. So there can be a cyber risk. So I can just write down cyber risk because the apps needs to have a proper, I can say, encryption and a proper firewall to prevent illegal access because the payments made may be online. Now, coming into the next one, you are the senior finance manager in Snackwheel's finance function. So, you are a senior finance manager. So, as you already know, your role is on strategy, students. So, be very careful if you are coming from management case study because here it's more related to the longer term, the bigger picture. You directly report to the board and advise on special projects and strategic matters. Snackwheel is based in West area. So again, I am writing it very clearly, students, because you need to always concentrate as West area. You are in West area, a developed country. So again, students, compliances are higher because you can't just do the driving easily, which has an active and well-regulated stock exchange. So I told you it has more connection towards the F3 areas. So be very careful. The Westland currency is W dollars, as you already know. West area requires companies to prepare their financial statements in accordance with international financial reporting standards. So they are following the international rules and regulation. So just keep this in mind, students, for your understanding. Now, students, coming into the fast food industry. Now, this is the real industry analysis as per the examiner because these are official statistics given by them. Because students, you can collect data, but when you collect too much data, it can end up in data paralysis as well. You will only be in data, you will not come into the application. The fast food industry. Fast food restaurants aim to serve food quickly on demand, as you already know. McDonald's can be an example, students. Yeah, they focus on the fast food. KFC can be another example as well. That can often be achieved by selling menu items that can be cooked in batches and then kept hot, often by keeping them under bright lamp and radiate heat. For example, batch of fries can be kept hot and remain sellable up to 10 minutes. Having such item ready-made with fresh batches in preparation throughout the day means that more customers can be served at busy time. So students here, they are just focusing on the working population, college students who are having a busy life. So students, fast food objective is faster and the critical success factors are like it should be served hot within 10 minutes. So that is the basic ideology they are giving. Now students, they are also going through the next sector. There are other fast food items designed to be quickly to prepare. For example, pizza can be spreaded portion of sauce across a ready-made pizza base, sprinkle cheese over the topping and baking the uncooked in a preheated oven in just few minutes. And I think you'd have almost seen this when you go to Domino's or Pizza Hut. You can see their kitchen as well, how they do that. Now, students, coming to the next one. Fast food restaurants are designed to serve customers as quickly as possible. They are again re-repeating the purpose. Many have a counter design so the staffs can take the order, collect the payment, and deliver food quickly as possible. Seating may be provided so the customers can eat their meals in the restaurant, but generally designed to be slightly uncomfortable in order to encourage customer leave soon as possible. That's clear, right? They do not have cushion seats or anything. They will have a plastic seat most probably so that the customer can get that feeling. Meals are usually served in disposable containers. Customers are then free to take their food away, eat it elsewhere. So they have the option as well, and disposable containers. So sustainability comes into the picture as well. So just an understanding. Customers who eat their meal in the restaurant can dispose their containers in the bins provided before they leave. There is no need for the staff to collect and wash dirty dishes. At most restaurants, staff will only have to remove the litter and wipe down the tabletop with antiseptic spray. So it's very clear, students. It's the process is very easier. So students, coming to the next sector again, fast food is also designed to be quick to eat, making food easy to bite and chew, encouraging to eat more quickly. Again, that encourages customers to finish their meals, to leave and create space for more customers. Fast food items are generally made with little or no fiber ingredients. They usually contain sauces that make food moist, so easy to chew and swallow. Bread used in sandwiches, burger buns tend to be baked, so they are light and airy. So get this understanding very, very well. At the end of the day, it is the speed. I can specifically say the speed is the main concentration here. So they will be making more money by increasing the speed. So get this understanding very, very well. Now, coming into the next one, the ease and convenience of the purchase make food popular. It can be purchased and eaten for lunch during the working day or breakfast or way to work. Consumers may also be keen to eat quick meals to save time and some other reason, perhaps dinner or way to meet the friends. Many consumers enjoy fast food because of the factors that make it easy to eat, the sauces that make it easy to chew to enhance the flavor. Lighter bread used in buns and sandwiches make for more pleasant texture and also creates an impression that the restaurant has been generous with the fillings. The efficiencies associated with making and selling fast food means it tends to be slightly cheaper than alternative forms of eating out. In addition, fast food outlets, unlike traditional restaurants, do not feel it to incur unnecessary cost on creating comfortable dining experience. So again, it's mostly on the speed of delivery service only. Fast food restaurants can operate as independent outlet, but many belongs to national and global chain, and we can specifically say this as franchise network as well, students. Okay, with heavy advertising, consistent brand image. Customers of the chain often know the menus of their favorite chain and know they will be order before entering the restaurant. There are many different varieties of fast food. These often vary according to local cultural taste, well as relative success, major brands given in the country. The following type of fast food are popular in West area. So let's now come to the West area specific industry. So they are specifically stating burger restaurants specializes in meat patties made with minced beef, chicken, fish are fried or grilled to serve in a bun, usually accompanied by fries. This is just again another fast food they are specifically mentioning. Then the pizza. Pizza restaurants make their products from flat base of pizza, dough, layer, tomato sauce, grated cheese, and topping. Pizza usually have to be made to order in order to be done very quickly. They make it possible to offer customer a wide choice of toppings that can be ordered in the combination. Sandwich restaurants generally offers customers a choice of different types of sandwiches being made in order from customers' choice of breads and fillings. Sandwiches are often sold cold, but some restaurants offer option of having them toasted as well. So students, now the next one is the chicken restaurants like KFC, everything. Chicken restaurants sell pieces of chicken. They have usually been dipped in batter and deep fried, and the chicken has been quick and cooked and very crispy. And some fast food associated with bakery chains specializes in pastry, sausage rolls, similar products that are essential. Pastry wrapped around the fillings. Now, students coming into the detailed application. Most fast food restaurants also offer a range of soft drinks, side dishes such as fries, potato wedges, and desserts. These generally share the characteristics of main meal options in that they are quick and easy to prepare and are supplied in disposable packaging as well. All restaurants offer a range of meat-free and other options to meet specific dietary needs of the consumers. Now, students, one of the major important that I told you that we are an intermediary. So you need to know the dependent, the supply market as well. So burgers are dominating West area. Then comes the pizza, then comes the sandwich. So one thing is students, the wheat flour is very important because students, wheat flour is something common. So if the wheat flour prices goes up, effectively all the prices will really go up because you see all these items for fast food generally uses wheat flour. The West area fast food industry generated sales worth $172 billion. So West area is a huge country during the year ended 31st December 2021 with sales around 55,000 outlets. They have around 55,000 outlets across the country. Fast food has grown steadily for many years. The number of outlets increased by 36% from 2011 to 2021. So there is a growth in the sector as well. So industry statistics they are specifically mentioning. Industry surveys shows that there are 70% of Westarians aged over 20 who eats fast food least once per week and 23% 3 times or more. Generally, the consumers who are young eat fast food more frequent than the older people as well. So students, the younger population plays a major role. So you need to be very careful because there are situations of health concerns as well. Because students, in case of a health concerns of the fast food, your business will get affected. So please be very careful on that point of view. So coming to the food deliveries or the fast food home deliveries. Now I told you the fast food industry is the main and the food delivery industry is the intermediary. So get that point of view very, very clearly, students. Now coming into the application, the phrase home delivery applies to deliveries made to customers' chosen location, regardless whether it's their home address, places of employment, hotels, or any other fixed location that are safe and accessible. So it's the point delivery. Home delivery services started in early 1990s. Now it's 2022, so I can say it's not something new, but in 1990s it was there when a major burger chain created its own telephone ordering service that enabled customers to order food from the chain's menu and pay by credit card when placing their order. This was a major success and was soon copied by other fast food chains. Customers enjoyed the ability to obtain fast food from their favorite restaurant without having to leave their home. So initially it was the telephone communication like the Pizza Hut delivery. The market for home deliveries grew, driven in the past widespread ownership and the use of smartphones and tablets with Wi-Fi connection. This gave customers access to restaurant websites that enable them to place order and pay online. They also enable customers to download app that simplified the ordering and the payment process. So day by day the internet revolution came into the picture and made the systems very easier to concentrate. Snackwheel created West Area's first independent home delivery platform. So I can just say that our company has the first mover establishment. Because students, even if you see in India or any country, the Swiggy is more popular first, then only comes the Uber Eats. And even now, see, in the vehicle driving service, Uber Eats comes first. Previously, fast food chain that wished to offer home delivery had established their own delivery services for their own websites and employing their own delivery staffs. Snackwheel disrupted the approach to home delivery by creating a website that enabled customers to access several fast food chain menus. That means diversity of food students. They gave the option of diversity of food. That is very critical. Food ordered through their website would be collected from a restaurant operated by the chain by Snackwheel Courier and delivered to customers. The service proved attractive to both customers and the restaurant chain. Snackwheel has two major competitors, both of whom provide similar home delivery services, which was Munch Bike, that is one name you need to remember, and the other one is the Truck Bites, which was 2011. Now we are in 2022, so students, we don't know whether how many smart apps would have come, because I don't think only three will be dominating now. There would have been more establishment at the moment for your understanding. Coming into the next page, Snackwheel and its competitors describes themselves as platform in recognition of the fact that platforms are defined as online or physical environment that connects different groups and offer benefits based on the participation of other platforms. Home delivery platform shares the following characteristics. So let's just go through the basic characteristics of the home delivery apps. Customers place orders online using mobile phone apps, tablets, and computers. Apps are promoted heavily through advertising and social media. So it's a digital marketing platform they are using. And students, there can be a promotion in the hoardings also in very high prime locations. Customers can create an account that includes their payment detail, or they can pay for individual orders using their bank card. It may be possible to pay by cash depending on the location. So I told you the cyber risk can come as a major factor. So just keep that in mind, students, for your understanding. Platforms offer access to range of different restaurants, menus, generally one from each major category of fast food such as burgers, pizza, etc. That means that a family or a group of friends can order from different restaurants to suit their preferences, making one payment and avoiding inconvenience of placing separate orders with different restaurants. So that clearly makes the user's life very easier. The platform software identifies the most suitable restaurant branches from which it fulfills each order. Details are transmitted to restaurants which they have responsibilities for preparing food packing ready for collection. The food is then collected by a courier or in order to delivers to the consumers. Now, students, coming to the couriers. Couriers are equipped with insulated boxes. So we need to be a little careful about this with a battery powered heating system related to the health and safety, because there can be, I can say, an explosion. We don't know. Just for your understanding, okay? These are mounted up with pillions of low powered motorcycles or carried in small cars. The boxes keep the food hot and the journey from restaurants to delivery address. Couriers are required to provide their own vehicles. Platform hold couriers responsible for ensuring vehicles are roadworthy and they are insured for business purposes. Now, if you see, it's again a delegation because the couriers should have their own vehicle. That clearly shows it. Most platform aims to ensure food is delivered within 30 to 40 minutes of placing order. If customer order from more than one restaurant, then the food may be collected and delivered by more than one courier. That is also possible there. Platforms are sometimes referred to as portals. So remember these technical terms to reflect that they provide access to restaurant menus and can accept orders. They are also referred to as aggregator portals to reflect they aggregate the combined access of multiple restaurant through single app. That is the diversity, students. So the term aggregate is specifically mentioned. Now students, most platform offers the range of payment option. Now smartphone and tablets app can be linked to customers debit and the credit card so that the payments are taken automatically. Customers who do not link their card can pay inputting their card numbers through app or the platform's website every time they order. Some restaurants permit their couriers to accept cash payment for meals. Most platforms insist on payments by card, app because they are rarely suitable bases which can use cash for submission. Coming into the next one, the platform tracks all the sales on behalf of each restaurants. So data. Again, remember one thing, students, data. The platform are also entitled for an agreed commissions. The platform tracks the amount collected on behalf of each restaurant from card, cash payment, and they remit the net amount due after taking the account of any charges such as commission, any rent due for the users of dark kitchen. Students, I want to be very specific because there is a concept called dark kitchen which I need to highlight it, because rent due to dark kitchen, because you see, I will come to that point of view, because when I do the ratio analysis you will understand that as well. That sentence is a very critical point here. Some platforms operate dark kitchen, which are basically large storage and food preparation facilities that are rented to one or more fast food restaurant chain. These dark kitchens are divided so that each fast food chain has its own separate kitchen area for food storage and preparation. The fast food chains hire their own cooks to ensure that the food made at the dark kitchen is exactly the same from one of their restaurants. So moving down, the dark kitchen are not restaurants. That is the first thing. They are just a system. They do not have seatings. They are designed to prepare food ready for delivery. Platform build dark kitchens in the areas where the expected demand is sufficient to justify their construction. They are also attractive for fast food chain to require additional capacity to relieve the pressure from the conventional outlet in busy areas. They can also be cost-effective way to establish presence and so generate revenues in areas that would not offer sufficient demand to construct conventional outlets. So moving down, they are specifically mentioning the platforms do not necessarily require a great deal of local infrastructure in town and cities they operate. Couriers operate remotely with little or no direct supervision. Couriers are controlled by means of apps that they download to their smartphone. The platform can use these apps to track their courier location and availability. Platforms use two approaches to staffing. So students, coming down, these are the two approaches. So the first thing is employees. Densely populated areas often generate sufficient demand to employ couriers on either full-time or part-time basis. City centers usually have large number of office workers who wish to order fast food for lunch. Some residential areas have large numbers of fast food customers. Employees are entitled to various rights and protection afforded under employment law, including a contract, a holiday pay, a pension contribution. They are also issued with uniform insulated delivery boxes. Now coming to the independent contractors. Now this is a little bit challenge, students, because if you observe, one of the major success of these online businesses are independence, the freedom. Most food couriers are independent contractors who are paid a set rate for every delivery made. Contractors download an app to their personal smartphone and enable platform software to communicate instruction to collect food orders. Contractors use app to indicate that they are available for work. Incoming orders are offered all suitable location of couriers who are available. Platform issues contractors with uniform and with branded insulated boxes. So there are two types of employees, so we need to be very careful with the independent one, because they can cause any problems because they do not have a valid employment contract. Couriers are not particularly well paid by the platforms, although it is a customary for customers in West area to pay gratuity for food deliveries, especially for food delivered promptly. That is the tips they generally get. And even you see nowadays in the apps, they ask tips also. The performance of the couriers is monitored closely. Customers are invited to rate their experience after each order, and any complaint about the quality of service provided are investigated and can result in dismissal as well. Now, students coming into the business. Now, this is very critical. That is the Snackwheel business model. Now, Snackwheel was launched as Westaria's first major home delivery platform in 2007. So the major thing is first major. So as I already told you, they have the first mover advantage. They have the first mover advantage. Get this for your understanding. The founders were keen to exploit the complementary growth in both online shopping and consumer demand for fast food. Both of those trends were particularly associated with the same demographic, namely younger consumers. And so the website offered intermediate delivery fast food was likely to succeed. Now, students, one of the opportunity we have at the moment is the senior citizens as well. Because students, the senior citizens generally may not be aware to use the complicated applications or internet. So do we need to check whether is it possible? High chances as well. The company was quoted in the Westarian Stock Exchange in 2016. So they are already quoted as well. And students, one thing they have not given about the shareholders detail. So there can be anything. So for the moment, just assume that the entire shares are floating in the market. There is no single person control or single institution control there. Snackwheel remains Westaria's largest food delivery platform. It currently serves 12,000 outlets. And just remember, there is a total of 55,000. Of 55,000, you are having 12,000 outlets. So effectively, students, you have somewhere around 23% roughly your market share. 190 separate catchment areas covering every town, cities in West area. Chains often have multiple branches in town, city centers, and Snackwheel does not have serve every branch located within each catchment area. 23 dark kitchen facilities. So we have to pay rent, students, and we have to collect rent as well, which accommodate a total of 68 separate dark kitchen. So that's again 68 separate dark kitchen operated by various fast food chains. Snackwheel acts as a portal for following restaurant brand. So one thing they have is they are just focusing on the brand only. They have not become a bigger enterprise like Uber Eats, where you have everything. Anyone who wants to list can get listed. So one of the major chain they have mentioning is burger. So as you know, they have covered one of the major food that is consumed in West area, which is burger. Tasty Burger in West area's most popular burger chain with 4,400 branches across the country. It is the largest and most profitable fast food chain in the nation. Most towns have several taste burger restaurants. So get this understanding very well, students. Taste Burger has breakfast menu that includes pancakes, eggs, and coffee. It is available from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. each morning. So they are giving them the time preferences as well here. Tasty Burger sells items from main menu from 11 a.m. onwards. These take in the form of beef, chicken, fish burgers, all served in buns and usually accompanied by fries. Tasty Burgers also sell desserts and range of hot drinks and cold soft drinks as well. Most Taste Burgers restaurants are open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That is specifically mentioned. but some remain open for 24 hours every day as well. Taste burger restaurants are generally busy at all times of the day and night, but are particularly busy from 6 a.m. to 9, 12 to 2, 4 to 8. So students, these are the peak hours that you need to be specifically remembering, students, because this time there can be any crashes happening places as well. So moving forward, the customer, so specifically they are saying the customers are ordering their breakfast, lunch, every evening meal. Tasty Burger is large quoted enterprise and has been a forefront development in the fast food industry. It's constantly experimenting, looking new ways to develop revenue stream. So since it's a large company, they can also acquire a food delivery organization. There is a possibility of acquiring a food delivery organization as well. So just keep that in mind for your understanding, students. Now moving forward, Steam Pizza, that is the second restaurant chain where we have connection. Steam Pizza is West Area's largest pizza restaurant with 2,400 branches. The restaurant opens 11:30 a.m. and closes in the midnight. Steam Pizza sells wide variety of pizza of different sizes. Customers can select the range of popular topping combination and they can specify their own combination topping, each of which is priced on the menu. The company also sells a range of cold soft drinks. Steam Pizza restaurant tends to be busy from 12 p.m. to 2 and 6 p.m. to 10. So being very specific, again they are giving the time. And you see the peak hours are almost same. So dark kitchen catchment centers can be solutions to avoid, I can say, rush inside the restaurants. Bajito. Bajito is the second largest sandwich chain. So it's number two. So we are also having a number one in the market. So just remember that, with 3,200 branches. It sells sandwiches made out of freshly banked bucket rolls, various salad, cheeses, and meats. It also sells a range of hot drinks and cold soft drinks. The restaurant opens at 7 a.m. and closes at 6 p.m. Bajito's peak time is 11 to 1 p.m. So again, the peak time is once again mentioned, which is 11 to 1 p.m. with customers buying lunch, and restaurant also is busy from 7 a.m. to 9, toaster sandwich for the breakfast. So there are timings that is given. So we are not very much employed every time. We are almost employed on the busy time only. And then comes the Lusk Chicken. The Lusk Chicken is West Area's again second largest fried chicken restaurant. So it's second largest. So just keep in mind it's not the first, it's the second largest with 2,600 outlets across the country. Lusk Chicken sells fried chicken pieces usually accompanied with fries. It also sells desserts, hot drinks, and cold soft drinks. The restaurant opened 11:30 and closed at 10 p.m. The busy times once again is clashing, students, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So they are giving that busy times as well, which you need to be very specific, students, when you are designing that point. Now students, coming into the next one, they are specifically stating Boonigan's chain is a bakery shop that sells sweet savory products and eaten immediately. So here the food delivery plays a major role, and it has 3,400 shops. It's not a restaurant, it's just a bakery. Boonigan sells hot pastries including pasties and sausage rolls for immediate consumption. It also sells a range of ready-made sandwiches that are wrapped in plastic films. The company also sells wide range of cakes. The shop opens at 8 and closes at 6. Their food counters tend to be busy from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So get the timings properly. With customers buying food for breakfast, wrap sandwiches each. There are also the second peak time 2 p.m. where customers buy pastries, everything. So students, there are two peak hours. So we need to be very careful about how we are going to deploy the employees to that. Now coming into the Snackwheel IT system. Snackwheel as a highly integrated IT system that enables to offer customers an efficient service. The integration involves extensive connectivity. So I'll write down here integrated IT system. Integrated IT system. Get this understanding very, very clearly, students. That is the integrated IT system. So coming into the detailed application, it's very simple. Snackwheel has a data center. I told you this company is little bit on data investments which are higher for them. Data center in a secure location with significant high speed bandwidth for external communication. The data center is backed up in real time with hot backup site. So children, there are chances of cloud computing. So I will specifically mention here something of cloud computing is also there. Coming down, they are also specifically stating customers place orders using their smartphone, tablets, personal computers. Customers are required to install an app to each of the device they intend to use to place the order with Snackwheel. Restaurant receives order via hardware device supplied by Snackwheel. The device is a effective tablet that connects Snackwheel's data center using mobile phone network. Restaurants, if they wish, they can integrate Snackwheel's tablet to their point of sale software, or they can use them as a standalone devices. Snackwheel's couriers use separate apps to receive instruction and to return data to the company. Now, Snackwheel's data center has the following functions. One is the managing capacity. So, considering the managing capacity, let's overview this properly. The data center software keeps track of number of orders placed at any given restaurants that have not yet been dispatched. Software uses algorithms, so just get this understanding. It generally learns through a pattern. It's clearly mentioned it learns through the algorithm. It estimates the dispatch time for a further order received from restaurant. If a food will not be delivered on time, then the software warns the customers about the offer choice between accepting the delay, canceling the order, or ordering from different chain menus. Now, moving down, they are specifically mentioning the software also keeps track of availability of couriers who are often available in each delivery district. The software uses different algorithms to determine whether they have sufficient couriers online, because as you already know, this is more specifically location based. And if there are not, the software invites additional couriers to make themselves available. In the meantime, customers will be warned about any expected delays in the delivery. So be very careful with that aspect as well. So managing operations, the data center manages wide process of ordering and delivering food from customers' initial order that has been delivered. So moving forward, the following diagram is a simplified version of how data flows that occurs when customers order food using the Snackwheel app. In this case, the order will be collected and delivered by Snackwheel Courier. Some customers are located within the range of more than one branch of any given restaurant chain. So Snackwheel software may have to select the most efficient allocation of orders, allowing for location of available couriers and demand at any given branch at the time of receiving the order. For example, Bagito has several branches in some city centers, and it may be necessary to decide which it will be used to fulfill the lunch. If a customer happens to be located in one of the few areas that does have a local branch, the restaurant and the app will restrict the customer's choice in the delivery. So students, it clearly mentions how the process is managed and controlled, and here they are giving the full idea of how the systems work out. The customer orders, it goes through the server and goes to the restaurant, and once the restaurant confirms, the courier person comes in. So students, this is a basic order, but only thing I can be very careful is blockchain technology, because currently it is centralized, but there can be blockchain technology coming into the picture. So just keep that in mind of this technological perspective as well. So coming into the operations in the three pieces software. So one is specific interaction with restaurant chain. The data centers run software packages that was originally designed to support online retail. That package was recommended by a third-party IT consultancy whose programmers adapted the software to meet Snackwheel's needs. The software package downloads customer order to a tablet in each restaurant from which deliveries are made. Softwares in each tablets then upload the order to the restaurant's own system. Enabling that upload was complicated by the fact of each of the fast food chain served by Snackwheel has different system. Fortunately, there has been 5 chains and 5 different systems. Enabling the tablets to interact with restaurant system prevents inefficiency that would otherwise have arisen. Restaurant staff would have had constantly check the tablet screen in order to tell whether any delivery orders have been received. Snackwheel owns the rights to use this package, but it must pay a license fee for any restaurant tablets that are added to the system. An IT consultancy conducts any routine maintenance on the return fee. So students, you can just go through how the data processes are done, because again it's the basic algorithm process they are mentioning. And they are also saying for the interaction with the couriers, they have an in-house IT staff that has been developed. So that's one thing that you need to remember, there is an in-house one as well. So the data creates records of significant amounts of data in respect of each transaction. For example, the company has substantial database of data relating to delivery times, customer satisfaction responses, ordering patterns, and so on. The data has been analyzed extensively to give the company detailed insight, for example, the impact of bad weather on delivery times. The data center maintains detailed record of customer feedback and individual. So the data can use target customers who have ordered recently, perhaps the discount vouchers. Snackwheel data also processes payment requests of customers' bank and credit cards. So students, it's clearly visible that they are doing the same data processing section as well. So coming into the next one, that is the Snackwheel's Courier. So Snackwheel's Courier, what has happened? They have 3,000 couriers who are full-time employees of the company, and further 23,000 couriers who work independent. So 3,000 people are working full-time and 23,000 is independent. So your most difficult challenge will be how to manage the independent people. The full-time couriers are based on 6 major cities. They start to work in time for breakfast deliveries on weekday morning and finish after the late afternoon. Most of their times are spent on workplace delivery to city center addresses. So they are the mostly focusing on the workplace and the city center address. So coming into the next one, full-time couriers log via an app on their smartphone at the start of their shift. The app confirms that they are within their designated areas of operation. Each courier then receives detail of his or her first appointment, which involves collecting an order from a specific restaurant or a dark kitchen and delivering it to customer's address. In the interest of efficiency, couriers may be alerted with additional collection while the way to the restaurant. That enables them to make 2 or more collection at the same location at delivery address in the neighborhood. The smartphone app shows the couriers as occupied and align the deliveries has been made. Then the cycle repeats itself with further assignment for the remainder of the day. Couriers log out of the system at the end of their shift. That is again one understanding. So Snackwheel reimburses full-time courier expenses for costs using their own vehicles. Data collected from smart apps are enable Snackwheel to keep record of distance traveled by each full-time couriers. So they are basically maintaining the courier's progression as well. The company reimburses full-time courier on the basis of standard rate per kilometer. So again, based on the kilometer, they reimburse for the full-time employees. Snackwheel's independent contract have little more flexibility in working hours. Each is based on cities or towns in which Snackwheel operates. Couriers use their smartphone app to indicate the days and times they wish to work. Software at the data center matches expected courier availability against forecast demand based on historical data. The system adjusts staffing levels by inviting couriers to change different times or to work additional hours so that satisfactory numbers of couriers is available in time. Couriers who demonstrate flexibility are given priority in future requests for time. So the systems are very clear here, and independent contractors are not employees. Get that point of view. They are not employees, they are freelancers, we specifically say. So I will specifically mention here, they are known as freelancers. They can work as many hours per week as they wish, although Snackwheel expect contractors to commit at least 10 hours. Just remember that. That's the target per week if they wish to remain eligible for work for the company. Contractors are expected to inform Snackwheel if they plan to take a holiday or were absent because of illness. Snackwheel pays independent contractors a fixed fee for each delivery. The same fee is paid regardless of the time taken or distance traveled. Snackwheel does not pay expenses, so the contractors are expected to meet the running cost of their personal vehicle from their fee. So that's a little bit challenge, but the only thing is they have the independence. Independent contractors use the same app as full-time couriers. They log on to the beginning of the agreed period, system checks and assign location. The system allocates collection and deliveries in exactly the same way as for the full-time employees, including attempts to enhance efficiency. All couriers, whether full-time or independent contractors, are evaluated on the basis of factors such as feedback received from customers and number of deliveries made during the shift of work. Now, students, these are little important because when there is merger and acquisition, you need to always go with the SFA, that is the suitability, feasibility, acceptability. So one point of view here, students, is our mission. Our mission is to enable consumers to buy Westaria's best food without leaving the home place or workplace. So the business you are in, the mission you have successfully done, they have not given a vision statement at the moment, but they are given values. So let's go through the values. Our customers come first. Snackwheel customers are trusting to the company to deliver delicious food and safety. We make life simple. We are team players. We make things happen. We take care of employees. We create opportunities. So these are very important whenever that comes into a breach of ethical conduct. So they are giving the board of directors, students. So you can just go through that in detail. But just remember one thing, students. They are having the board, actually the structure they have given. The chief financial officer, chief operating officer, marketing and information officer is also given at the moment. So one thing, students, that they can think about is the R&D, because students, you see, companies in this, they need to have a proper research and development. So the research and development is a little bit lagging at the moment, and the audit committees, as usual, they have given students. And the risk impacts, students, these are general risks they have given. You can just have an idea of these, students, because they have already given the risk and the risk mitigation strategies. But remember, we are an intermediary, and they have given about the financial statements, which I will be doing that in detail when I'm doing the ratio analysis, students, for your understanding. So property, plant, goodwill and software. So students, software is one non-current asset, because the apps, you remember that, very important. And they have given munch bike detail as well. And the beta factor is, in this case, is 0.7. I think you can see the share prices are little going down because of the competitions in the market as well. And the news stories. So here they are giving about a weakness of our app. So this is a weakness, students. I'll tell you why it's a weakness, because they are always not prioritizing on the consumers, they are prioritizing on the payers who pay highest amount to list their website in the top will get listed, and consumers need to scroll down in order to get the right selection. And then coming to the next one about the question of the delivery, because there are situations that you will not get the full delivery everywhere you are in, because certain restaurant close early, so you won't be not getting. So the regional factor is mentioned, and the business about the home delivery, it's a mature market they have mentioned, about the consumers loyalty, all have been mentioned. And the extracts from the blogs, they are always telling that munch bike systems are faster for the independent because they are directly connected through a single app. You need not have a separate app. And also they have also mentioned there are situations where sometimes they are not getting any orders as well. So students, again I am telling you all the best with your preparation. Do very well. And if you have any questions, please do let me know, and have a wonderful examination preparation. God bless you all. Take care.